I have a friend who is very big into theater and acting. She's been in multiple productions and she's really, not anymore, but she was really into the acting scene. And she believes that people who act can actually give themselves PTSD through acting. At first, it sounded kind of like, okay, sure, I'll give that some thought. But the more I thought about it, the more I actually think she might have a point. Now, maybe PTSD is too strong of a term. According to the Mayo Clinic, PTSD, or post-traumatic stress disorder, is described as a disorder in which a person has difficulty recovering after experiencing or witnessing a terrifying event. The condition may last months or years, with triggers that can bring back memories of the trauma, accompanied by intense emotional and physical reactions. Symptoms may include nightmares or unwanted memories of the trauma, avoidance of situations that bring back memories of the trauma, heightened reactions, anxiety, or depressed mood. Maybe a big main event doesn't have to happen for these actors to get a certain PTSD reaction. But I do believe that portraying certain characters does either relive a trauma that the actor or actress has experienced, or actually could create new trauma. Hear me out. Let's start with revisiting trauma. Maybe an actor or an actress has to pull back on a time that they experienced an intense traumatic event, and they're pulling on that experience and those emotions and how they remember reacting in order to portray a certain character. Like, say maybe an actress could have been abused by her parents. Maybe it was physical abuse. And in order to portray an abused wife, she pulls on her fear and her response, the fight or flight or freeze reaction that she had growing up, in order to accurately and convincingly portray the character that she is acting as. This actress would be bringing up her body's natural response all over again, and her body would be reflooded with all of the stress hormones, all of the adrenaline, all of those things that are meant and designed to keep her safe in those events. That would all be coming back on her all over again. And when the camera turns off, her body can't just turn off the trauma response. But what if an actor hasn't had a big traumatic event? Well, I believe, now this is my opinion, but I believe that anytime an actor or an actress portrays a traumatic event, their body doesn't know they're acting. Their body is just responding to the information their brain is feeding it. They may be assaulted in a scene, and so they'll scream or they'll cry or they're gonna fight or they'll freeze. And like I said, their body doesn't know that they're actually safe, it's a controlled environment, and that this really isn't happening. Because it is. Because the actor is creating the reality in their mind, and therefore their body follows suit. Now, I'm not a mental health professional, but I can't see how that's not happening. Their body is responding to trauma, whether it is real or portrayed. And that's really interesting to think about, isn't it? Now, what does this have to do with homesteading? I think it shows us the power of creating our own circumstances, the power of creating our own experiences. No, not manifesting and all of that malarkey. Off-grid homesteading is a challenge, and there's no denying that. And if we play in to the mindset of the victim of, oh, poor me, oh, it's so expensive, oh, we don't have this, we need the money for that, then your body is going to follow suit. It will respond to that mindset. Now, I do want to point out, most of us on this off-grid homestead life have put ourselves into this situation. So while it is okay to be uncomfortable and it's okay to express that to people and say, hey, this isn't comfortable, I didn't realize it was going to be this hard, when you continue to whine and moan and complain, your body is going to respond to that mindset. Again, I'm not saying don't respond to the difficulties, because we're not robots either. We can't just say, oh yeah, I wanted to live this life and golly gee, all of my chickens died, my lambs ran away, and my garden is infested with bugs, but it's great. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying respond appropriately, but don't let yourself stay there. You can feel the bottom. You can feel the sadness. You can feel all of those things, and you should, because that's healthy to process through your body, but just don't stay there. Give yourself the gift of a hardworking, hardy, flexible mindset. What you look for, you are sure to find. So look for hope, joy, and some hard work.